I know you mentioned a little earlier about a minimum of maybe 20 hours a week working on very focused things for children with autism. Do you know anything about whether or not shadows or personal assistance, maybe working with autistic children, is beneficial?
Well, you see, the first thing, autism is a very big spectrum. And the problem with diagnosis, and this was one of the questions, was diagnosis, is it's a spectrum going from somebody who's never going to talk to somebody that ought to be working at Silicon Valley. Einstein had no language until age 3. It's a huge, huge spectrum. It's also a behavioral profile. These diagnostic categories are not precise.
What about the value of supportive teachers? I know that you've had some very significant individuals in your life. Can you speak to that?
Okay, I want to just talk about, if I didn't answer the question all the way, I got distracted by the paper.
Yeah, there's more questions will keep coming in.
Okay, but I had some fantastic supportive teachers. Mr. Carlock, my science teacher, and he gave me all kinds of interesting projects. Let me tell you what a 1960s make electronics project was. Take this big, huge hi-fi speaker, you stretch a rubber membrane over it, you glue little pieces of mirror to it, shine a light on it, and then you can see the sound waves up on the ceiling. That's still cool, even today. And the 20 hours a week one-on-one, that's for little kids, because you want to try to get the language started. Now, there's some situations where kids are going to need a shadow. They're not all the same. And then when they get ready to graduate, you've got to fade the shadow out, because they're not going to have that when they get out in the big bad world. Again, there's still a tendency to overprotect when they could be doing things by themselves. You know what motivated me to learn how to ride a bike? Well, our little summer camp group had a bicycle trip to the Coca-Cola bottling plant, and I couldn't go because I couldn't ride a bike. Now, Mother, take me to the Coca-Cola plant. Nope. To this day, I've never been in a Coke plant. Been in a beer plant, but not a Coke plant. And no, then I learned how to ride a bike.
So you talked about Mr. Carlock, but I know that there have been others in your life also that were very influential and that provided both challenge and encouragement. I know your aunt's one of them.
Yep, my aunt, and also my mother. She had a really good idea of how much to stretch me. You know, I was taught how to shop at a very, very young age, learn how to talk to clerks. She knew how to stretch me. There were good people in the cattle industry. There was Jim Ohl, a contractor, who actually seeked me out. He built a lot of my jobs. There was Ted Gilbert, the manager of the Red River Feed Yard. There was Tom Rohr, the plant manager at the Swift plant. And most of the bad things shown in the movie, like the thing with the metal plate and the bull testicles, that was the layer of management just under the manager. That was the cowboy foremans that did those bad things. But there were managers that recognized my abilities and encouraged me.